What happens when we salt a steak and leave it in the fridge for 24 hours? This is the science of salt, part 3, and today we're exploring a process called dry brining. Dry brining is pretty straightforward. It's as simple as seasoning a piece of meat with salt and letting it rest uncovered in the fridge. In the previous video, we saw that when we salt something like an eggplant, it pulls moisture from the inside of the eggplant to the surface. In that case, we wiped away the excess moisture. But when we dry brine a steak, it's similar. At first, the salt pulls out the moisture of the meat onto the surface, and that water mixes with the salt, creating a brine right on the meat's exterior. Over time, the meat starts to reabsorb that salty brine through a process called diffusion. Here's what happens. When we salt the surface of the steak, we create a higher concentration of salt on the exterior compared to the interior. And we know that salt naturally moves from areas of a higher concentration to a lower concentration. And this allows the salt to penetrate the meat and season the inside. Also, this process pulls the water back in and can reduce moisture loss, keeping the steak juicy. Now, when we dry brine, it's important to use a wire rack. Whenever we're planning to cook meat, whether it's on the grill or in a pan, we want the surface to be as dry as possible. A wire rack allows air to circulate around the steak, ensuring even drying on all sides. If we lay the steak directly on a plate or a sheet tray, moisture can pool underneath, making it soggy.